In this video, I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis of all the hottest currency pairs that coming up upcoming week, NFP week. So we'll be looking at one by one all of them from higher time frame to the lower time frame. Now before we go to that, let's quickly look at our past week's analysis on DXY. Now from the further lower time frame, from the 4-hour perspective, we can see that there is a clear uptrending market structure. Actually, I will be waiting for DXY to break further any of this liquidity zone and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So I think that this week we might see that DXY following this pattern. Now, in our previous weekly Forex forecast, we expected DXY to break below this level, exactly to this level, after break of this liquidity zone to bounce back up. This was the wave was predicted from us, and the price did exactly as it is. Just a disclaimer is that past result is not indicative of the future. In the upcoming weekly Forex forecast, the price may do completely different than what we have analyzed. So with that said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Now before we jump on to the further analysis, traders, if you want to get help in your trading and also take your trading to the next level, trade with me in Forex Trading Wizard Academy and also learn the strategy that we are trading, access all my trading tools. Today is the last day to join us completely for free. You can find link below this video which will allow you to get access to the VIP plan, which is worth of $1,050 that you can get for free today. Link below this video. Join the free Telegram channel where you can find all the steps how you can get access to that. So with that said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast, starting with DXY. Okay, so let's begin first of all starting with DXY, starting with the highest time frame, monthly, looking at the monthly chart. Now from the monthly perspective, as you can see, this is the last day of the month, so there will be a new monthly, weekly and daily opening tomorrow. So with that said, let's look at from the monthly. We can see that this monthly close on DXY is potentially a bullish price action. If you look at the low of this monthly candle, we can see that it has crossed this red candle's low, grabbed that liquidity and then has got a bounce to the upside. Now with that bounce, what we can expect on DXY for the price to go ahead and create a new higher high. We might see that DXY initially going up, breaking up this high and then coming back down later. Looking at the weekly chart to see a bit more clearer picture, we can see that as expected from the weekly, from this liquidity zone, we saw that there was a pin bar and every week the market is forming series of higher high and higher low, which is a long-term uptrending market structure. Last week we have seen a doji formation. The price is still bullish, and what I think that this week we might see initial bounce breaking this high and then coming down for a deeper pullback to test this neckline of this smart money zone. Now, if we look at the daily chart, we can see that a bit more clearer picture. This market is typically bullish. We can see that there is a bullish channel on DXY, and with this bullish channel, what we have seen that there was a breakdown here, grab the liquidity. The market is in this channel, which is still maintaining its series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure. Now what we can expect on DXY for this price to go ahead, what I think that we might see further upside probability to break this high, and then we might see the DXY breaking that high, grabbing the liquidity, and then we can expect it to break below in that direction. So if we look at further lower time frame, we can see that DXY in this area so far has made significant movement. with this bounce on DXY pullback, another bounce, deeper pullback, the market in a consolidation, what I think that we might see that initially further bounce as the market is still maintaining series of higher lows in an uptrending market, and what we can expect this channel to continue and then break out further to drop again. So this is what could be the wave for the upcoming week on DXY, and based on that we can analyze other instruments such as Eurodollar, GBPUSD, gold and other instruments. So with that said, let's look at Eurodollar. Now looking at Eurodollar again with the monthly chart, we can see that from the monthly there is a monthly candle closed on Eurodollar. Now with this candle closed, this is the monthly candle that has grabbed the liquidity from the top, has formed a bearish long candle. What I think that as we have seen that on DXY, potentially bullish, which could be mirror on Eurodollar, and we can expect further downside on Eurodollar, and I think that the price might break this low before bouncing back towards the upside. Looking at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly on Eurodollar, it's a strong drop, and last week we saw a candle that has a long wick at the top, and this is a very weaker response from the buyers, which might lead Eurodollar to drop again, as this is a very important level of support, expecting Eurodollar to drop, grab liquidity and then to trend to the upside. So lower time frame price action still could be bearish on Eurodollar. Now looking at the daily chart, we can see that there is a daily bearish channel here, which is significant bearish channel on Eurodollar, and what I think that Eurodollar might break the high and then to drop down, grab liquidity and then to trend in that direction. So looking at further lower time frame, we can see that from the 4-hour perspective, Eurodollar is in this bearish channel. We can see the price was maintaining series of lower high and lower low, which is a downtrending market structure, expecting with the market open Eurodollar to grab further liquidity and then to drop down, and we might see that with initially Eurodollar to remain bearish. So this is where we can expect to find trading opportunity in Eurodollar for a potential bearish price action after confirmation. Now let's look at GBPUSD. Looking at the monthly chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the monthly, this is also so far we have seen a strong bearish rejection on the monthly. The candle closed with a long bearish candle, expecting with the market open to drop further before bouncing back towards the upside. Now looking at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, GBPUSD has formed a long wick doji. Now what we see that here, it's a bounce. We can see quite a few weeks of long wick candle on GBPUSD from series of lower high with a long wick doji. What we can expect on GBPUSD for the price to break below this level. This is a very important level of support on GBPUSD, expecting for the price to break, grab liquidity and then to trend in that direction to create a new higher high. So looking at daily chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the daily, this is a daily channel, which is a potentially bearish channel on GBPUSD. Now if we look at the overall picture, we can see that there was a strong liquidity grab on GBPUSD with this daily long wick candle. Now when we see this kind of liquidity grab in one side, expect GBPUSD to break below to grab liquidity from the downside before it trend in that direction. So this is where, if we look at further lower time frame on GBPUSD, we can see that the channel is bearish. What we can expect on GBPUSD for the price to grab liquidity and then to trend in that direction, we will be waiting for potential selling opportunity on GBPUSD. Now let's look at AUD USD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have looking at the monthly chart on AUD USD. Now from the monthly, this is the monthly candle so far has closed with a very low volatility on AUD USD, but what we could see that this month, as we can see, the market has formed so far a strong bullish engulfer followed by a doji, which might lead another candle to be bullish on AUD USD, but at the same time with the market open, as you can see, it's still maintaining series of lower high in this resistance line. We might see that initially downside from the monthly perspective on AUD USD. Now if we look at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly back-to-back 3 weeks bullish candle. Now last week we have seen a candle that has long wick at the top and bottom, and what we could see that this week for the price to come down again for a deeper pullback on AUD USD. Now looking at the daily chart, this is the daily price action on AUD USD, and this daily candle has long wick on both sides. We saw a long wick at the top and also long wick at the bottom, expecting AUD USD to drop in that direction to create a new lower low. And I think that we might see the prices coming down to the support before moving back up. We could see further downside to grab more liquidity before it trends in that direction. So looking at lower time frame, if you look at here, what we can see from the 4 hour, this is a very important level of support, and we saw the support here. There was a false breakdown, immediate rejection towards the upside. Now what we could see AUD USD coming down again to retest this support, leaving it as a false breakdown. We could see that trending in that direction. So this is what we could see that on AUD USD this week for the price to maintain this pattern on this instrument. Now let's look at gold to see how the price might be doing on gold. Starting with the monthly chart, what we can see that from the monthly on gold, we can see this is the monthly price action. There is a long wick doji on the monthly on gold, and this monthly candle, if you guys closely look at, we can see that the candle closed almost where the market opened. There wasn't much volatility in this candle, and if you closely look at this monthly doji is quite significant as the market has closed there, and which is an inside bar on gold. And with this inside bar, what we can expect on gold for the price to remain in this support and resistance this month. And what I think that we might see gold to move further as it is a long-term bull market and then to drop down again. So initially we still could see bounce on gold from the monthly. Now if we look at the weekly perspective, what we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly candle that has a very narrow long wick doji on the weekly perspective on gold, and there is a big drop here followed by this correction. And what we can see, there is a long wick doji, back to back 2 weekly dojis where we saw that the market has got a bounce and expecting on gold to move up and then to fill that zone where there is an imbalance in that direction on gold. Now looking at the daily chart, what we can see that from the daily, a bit more clearer picture again. We saw there is a daily bullish engulfer followed by a doji here, and what we can expect on gold from the daily for the price, what I think that initially we might see a break of this low as there is a high liquidity and then to trend in that direction to create a new higher high. So looking at further lower time frame on gold, what we can see that there is a trend in here with this liquidity candle formation on gold. The market has made this move followed by this pullback, and we can see the market is still maintaining bullish market structure. This support is quite significant from the intraday, expecting on gold for the price to break below, grab liquidity and then to trend in that direction as the market has still an imbalance in this direction. So we might see that this could be the wave on gold on the lower time frame. If we look at from the day trading perspective, here is what we can see, the market in a consolidation pattern. So this support, if you look at in the past on the 15 minutes, there is a strong liquidity grab, made this move, and what we could see that the market ultimately testing that level or even breaking that low to create a new lower low before it started to trend again in that direction. So with the market open, with the price action confirmation, we will be looking for trading opportunity on gold based on price action confirmation. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have in dollar CAD. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar CAD, what we can see from the monthly, This is the monthly price action on dollar CAD. So far, the monthly candle closed with a long wick at the top, and it's still maintaining series of higher low. So we could see that on dollar CAD, the price is still to remain bullish after a potential retest of this support level on dollar CAD. Now, if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly, there is a bullish angle from the weekly, followed by we have seen the 3 weeks of long wick candle in that area, and expecting dollar CAD to test this support and then to trend in that direction to create a new higher high. Now, looking at the daily chart, what we can see from the daily, there was a drop here, and as expected in our previous weekly Forex forecast as well, we have seen that dollar CAD has made a bounce from here, and this is the daily long wick candle, expecting dollar CAD to come down and then to retest. So initially expecting dollar CAD to break below and then to trend in that direction. This could be the wave on dollar CAD, and based on the price action confirmation, we'll be looking to trade this instrument. Now let's look at JPY pairs, starting with the GBP JPY. Looking at the monthly chart on GJ, the monthly candle closed on GBP JPY as another bullish candle. Now, if we look at the past, we can see that this market is in a very strong bullish momentum. Historically, it's a long-term bull market creating series of higher high and higher low, which is a long-term bullish market structure. Now, if we look at the weekly chart, what we can see from the weekly, that this is also a bullish market. We have seen that there is an impulse followed by a correction, and we can see another impulse on GBP JPY. Now, looking at weekly perspective, back to back 2 weeks, we saw that GBP JPY is bullish, and what I think that this week, in the upcoming week, we might see that this instrument forming another bullish candle. Now, if we look at the daily chart on GJ, what we can see that from the daily, this is the daily price action here. What we saw that there was a liquidity candle formation on GBP JPY, which in fact has given a very strong momentum, and we saw that quite a few days of bullish move on GJ. By the way, if you want to get access to this liquidity candle as well as all the trading tools that I am trading, you can join the free Telegram link below this video, where you can find the steps to join the VIP community, where you can learn all my strategies and get access to all the trading tools that we have in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. So with that said, let's look at the 4-hour perspective on GBP JPY. What we can see that this market is still maintaining bullish market structure. There is a long wick candle, an impulse, another long wick candle, we saw another impulse. So whenever the market is forming those long wick candles, we see that there is an impulse, and at the same time, this is a very important level of support that GBP JPY has formed. If you look at again on the daily, we can see that this market is extremely overextended. Quite a few days of bullish candle might give a deeper pullback, and I think that this market most likely may come down for a deeper pullback, but at the same time, it's still maintaining bullish market structure. So with that in mind, on GBP JPY, we will be waiting for the price to break below to grab liquidity and then to trend again. So any break of structure on GJ can give potential trading opportunity in GBP JPY. Now let's look at dollar yen. Let's see what kind of price action we have. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the monthly, this is a long-term bullish market on dollar yen. We have seen that there was a very strong impulse followed by deeper correction, and we have seen another impulse correction. It is in another impulsive phase on dollar yen, and what we can expect on dollar yen, this is the monthly candle that has closed as a bull candle with a very strong liquidity zone here, expecting dollar yen to come down to grab liquidity and then to bounce back towards the upside. Now looking at the weekly chart on dollar yen, what we can see that from the weekly, this is a weekly bullish candle has formed so far, a narrow candle that has also weak on both sides, so which is had a healthy pullback in it. And what we can expect on dollar yen for the price to come down for a deeper pullback and then to trend in that direction. Now looking at the daily chart on dollar yen, what we can see that from the daily, this is a daily a very strong impulse again from back-to-back 2 long wick dojis, followed by 2 dojis here on dollar yen, and these 2 dojis were also very important. As you can see, the market has broken the low, grabbed the liquidity, and then form a long wick doji on dollar yen, expecting for the price to remain bullish. And if we look at the further lower time frame on dollar yen, we can see that this is a support here from the intraday perspective. Dollar yen has formed, and this market is maintaining a series of higher high and higher low, which is typical bullish market structure on dollar yen. What we will be waiting on dollar yen for the price to come down for a deeper pullback, grab liquidity, and then to bounce back up. What I think the dollar yen, we might see that deeper drop here for a deeper pullback before it bounce back towards the upside. So this is the way it could be on dollar yen. Once we see that the market has grab significant amount of liquidity, we can look for potential bullish trading opportunity. So with that said, traders, I believe that you enjoyed this weekly forex forecast. If you enjoyed, make sure that you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.